Well, congratulations to Shane for getting the score prediction close.
Close, not right,
Not
close.
right, but close.
Very, very close.
Yep. 200 for 3 by the Gujarat Titans and a fantastic knock from Sai Sudharsan and Mohammad Shahrukh Khan's maiden 50 in the IPL.
Can you imagine?
Yes, I could, because he had come off in the IPL only for 3 years ago. And he didn't get that many chances also for the franchisees that he played.
I mean, to be fair, he did get a lot of chances with the Punjab Kings.
Yeah.
I just don't think they batted him in the right position. Oftentimes they promote him up the order.
Yep.
And there was always just something that never clicked. We thought, okay, him coming to GT might end up, getting a bit of a spark. Took some time, but now you're finally seeing it. I mean, 58 of 30 balls, 3 fours, 5 sixes. Woof. What an innings. Easily for me the knock of the day, ahead even of a Sai Sudharsan, who I know got 84, but did slow down a bit in the middle overs.
171 strike rate, 193 strike rate, but very, very unlike Killer Miller with having a strike rate of just 136 in the death overs.
I mean, speaking of strike rate, I know we'll dedicate some time to this afterwards, but man, what a time for Shubman Gill to have an absolute stinker, that too in Ahmedabad. 16 of 19, 1 boundary, strike rate of 84.21. Yikes.
The Prince is no longer the Prince in Ahmedabad, because today he really struggled. And yes, when you look at the T20 World Cup squad that every former cricketer has picked, I think none have Shubman Gill.
No, they have.
There are a few that do have
I
Gill.
was just collating. I think I've looked at about good 12, 13 squads by now.
Yeah.
And I can say Shubman Gill is there in about 4, 5.
So, but it's mixed.
1/3.
Overwhelmingly, it's not.
1/3.
Yeah.
See, the one popular choice everyone's gone with as far as opening pair is concerned is Rohit Yashasvi.
Yes. Rohit Yashasvi is the overwhelming. I think Surya Kumar Yadav is
Surya
there.
Kumar Yadav is a default. There's only 3 defaults, let's say, in this team. Because of Virat Kohli's gone missing in a couple of 15s, might I add. Rohit Sharma is a default. Jasprit Bumrah is a default. Kuldeep Yadav is a default.
Whoa.
And there is Surya Kumar Yadav who's a default.
Yeah, because even Hardik Pandya has gone missing from a few squads.
Yes,
Hardik Pandya, I think majority of the squad.
No, not majority. Okay. He's there in the majority of squads.
But some he's missing from.
Yes, some he is missing from. It's interesting because one of the experts has in fact gone ahead with Deepak Chair.
Yep.
He has a mention in one squad. Another interesting name I came across was that of Mayank Yadav.
Mayank Yadav is there in 3 or 4 squads.
Just one I came across.
One was, I remember, Manjrekar's
Yes.
squad.
Even I think Viru.
In fact, Manjrekar's squad.
So the thing with Viru is Viru's named in 11. I didn't look at his 11 because I was putting together squads of 15. So as far as
Manjrekar has Harshit Rana also. So for
yes,
some reason.
it was baffling.
It is
He has
baffling.
Harshit Rana as well.
But what is not baffling is that this knock of Shubman Gill might probably not give him the ticket to the ICC World T20 if people are looking at it. Because today he looked all at sea and he was undone by Glenn Maxwell. He came back after 3 to 4 games and boy, he got a wicket also. That gave him confidence. And
I think overall bowled well also. Can we take a look at his figures? See, Maxwell is at
3
3 overs, 28 for 1.
That's not bad. I mean, not bad all things considered.
Also look at the pitch, so you'll take it possibly.
So if you look at the spinners of RCB, they combined in 9 overs, they have given you 90 runs.
But again, if you're looking at that, I mean,
10 and over.
Yeah, actually, it was, I don't think the pitch was spinning per se, but it was a little sluggish to start with.
Correct.
And I think that may have been the fact that it was, the sun. So the sun obviously bearing down on the pitch did make it maybe a little slow, because if you look at the economies, who's got the better economies? Yeah, Swapnil is there, but otherwise look at some of the pacers. Siraj 8.5, Dayal 8.5. Really, Cam Green was the only one who was expensive, and that too because he was bowling late towards the later stages of the game, by which time I think they'd started to cool off a little bit, so you were seeing the pitch get better, which by the way is not a good sign if I'm a Gujarat Titans fan, because it's going to get cooler.
But is it really getting better? Because given how Miller was struggling out there, it gave me an impression, okay wait, is it still as sticky as it was to begin with? Because Shubman Gill, the ball wasn't coming nicely onto the bat, which is why he was late to get off the blocks. The same can be said of Sai Sudharsan as well, even though that's the case with him more often than not, but then he makes up for it later on.
So you mean to tell me, by our assumption or by our hypothesis, that it's a sticky pitch, little bit, where batting tends to get easier the longer you bat?
Maybe.
Now, isn't that...
It suits
It suits a certain...
It may not suit the Prince. definitely suits
So it's
the king.
Absolutely. The king, this pitch might be to his liking. And see, in the middle stages, that's when GT scored the majority of the runs. From 7 to 15, they managed 96 runs. You combine that with the 42 in the power play and the 62 in the last 5 overs, it's kind of a mixed bag kind of a wicket. I mean, if you get your eye in, then there are runs on our mind. Look at Sai Sudarshan.
Sai Sudharsan, Shahrukh Khan, both, kind of did. I mean, Shahrukh Khan definitely was the more aggressive of the two, but Sai Sudharsan definitely took his time to, get going. And I think that is the key. With Shubman, he took his time and I think could have accelerated, but then when he tried to hold out of Maxwell, Wriddhiman Shah never looked like he was going to take his time. Which I don't blame him, that's pretty much his template. Miller, I think, struggled a bit. And I think probably came in too late because, again, 19 balls he's played, 26 is not bad. If he had maybe another 5-10 balls, that strike rate would have looked a lot better.
And anyway, if you look at it, it was 20 of 18. That last ball 6 kind of inflated Miller.
Exactly.
And you look at the ploy that was being used to Miller. Slow back of the hand onto the deck balls. And that's what Yash Dayal was doing. That is primarily what Siraj was trying to do. And whenever Siraj went full, he got hammered. And I think this kind of pitch is right up a certain Mohit Mahipal Sharma's alley also, because he specializes in only the back of the hand, isn't it? Although he does tend to overdo it, you got 3 pacers today in the Gujarat Titans lineup. That is Mohit Sharma, you've got Sandeep Warrior, who may be your impact sub, and you've got Azmatullah Omarzai.
Omarzai would be the key over here. If Omarzai can really mix things up, and if this wicket really ends up being a little sticky, it's not very sticky, it's just a tad slow, one would say. If it's that, then Azmatullah Omarzai then becomes the strength from a bowling perspective, because he can really mix it up well.
But the one problem here is that I didn't really see anyone get a lot of swing. The only notable time I saw someone get swing was when Shahrukh Khan was gotten rid of by Siraj. That one reversed a tad, and I'm like, how is this guy getting reverse swing in the 15th over? Very interesting. So he managed it, but aside from that, early on, I didn't really see the ball do a lot in terms of movement. It was a sticky pitch, and that's what made it better, really. In fact, if I recall correctly, they opened with Swapnil Singh. So they clearly knew that the pitch early on looked a little bit on the tacky side, and they exploited that.
Now see, whether GT follow it up with a Sai Kishore opening the bowling.
It
could happen, because see, in the middle overs you have a Rashid and a Noor. But the problem for GT this time has been Rashid, many people are willing to either play him off or they can attack him.
No one has played him off this year. That's the thing. Everyone is looking to attack him.
But Noor has not delivered. Noor has been the biggest Achilles heel for GT this time around as well. So that is why, look, RCB may have a weakness in the spin bowling when you have to look at the countering effect. Batters, who's the one guy? Maxwell, but Maxwell, as you know, he can hit a 6 but can get out to spinner.
Well, that's okay. I think they have enough batting. That's really what worries me, is that the batting they've packed. They've got 9 batters.
And a 10th impact sub.
Exactly.
Or Anuj Rawat, yes.
So actually, if you're looking, the pure batting is still Dinesh Karthik. Then you've got Swapnil and Karn, both of whom can get you quick fire runs. You get another batter and suddenly 200 does not look like enough runs, especially if you get a good start. Because if Virat Kohli and Faf get in the power play about 70-80 odd runs, then boss, you're well in the game. In fact, more than in the game, then it's your game to lose. Of course, RCB can lose it from there also. I'm not denying that. But I just don't think that they're going to do that right now.
Yep. And by the way, the king, as they have flashed on the broadcast, he has an average of 116 against the Gujarat Titans. 116. He hit a century at them at the Chinnaswamy. And I think he's got 250s against them.
Yeah, that one which was 59 or 54.
Yes. That is the thing. But against the likes of Sai Kishore, Rashid Khan and Noor, I think Kohli is facing the best spin bowling attack in the IPL. Because prior to that, he struggled against the SRH lineup that had Shahbaz and Markande. And the other left-arm was Abhishek Sharma.
And no, but Abhishek didn't barely bowl.
He also played the likes of
Narayan Chakravarti
and Ravichandran Ashwin also.
Narayan Chakravarti also, he dealt with in Chinnaswamy.
Yeah, he did. But then there you see how he got bogged down there. And later on he got bogged down by the cutters.
Actually, yeah, that is the other major thing, is that even if you're looking at the game against SRH, he didn't struggle as much as the spinners, as much as they did against Jaidev. Cutters, the constant cutters, the barrage of
That
cutters.
game came against KKR, Russell's cutter.
Russell, Harshit Rana.
Today would be a good day if he can read the cutters of Mohit Sharma.
Yeah.
Omar Zai as well can cut the ball.
Omar Zai, not so much. He relies more on swing.
But again, if he doesn't get swing, he'll have to rely on cutters because it's not like he's express pace.
Yes. Absolutely. So that's why, actually, remember the strike rate that Kohli's had in all these years against Jaydev Unadkat is just 105. That was the first time that Jaydev Unadkat had ever gotten rid of Virat Kohli in the IPL. 105 has been his strike rate.
So he's always had his number as far as like restricting the runs of the flow of runs, but never quite gotten him out.
Never quite gotten him out. So that's why huge impetus today that the likes of the GT Pacers deliver. Because if it's full, then I think it is there in the slot for the likes of Virat, Faf, Maxwell Green, DK
Jax.
to exploit it. Jax also. So
And don't forget Rajat Patil, he's one arguably their best batsman
look at
in
the
the
last
past 2
4
games.
games.
yes, absolutely.
4 games, in fact, you span that to last 4 games. He really has rediscovered his mojo. But since you're not too far away from play resuming, halfway stage, which team do you think has the feeling that they're ahead?
I am not changing my prediction.
Same here. I think RCB, because of their deep batting and the way how they've utilized the foreigners this time around, I think they hold the edge.
Also, I have a sneaking suspicion, I could be wrong, but I have a sneaking suspicion the pitch gets easier. If that happens, then 200 ain't enough, especially if they get a good start, because then they don't really need their other batters. Of course, you could see them go for a big win anyway, because they really need to correct their net run rate as well. But I think the first thing they need to do is win. So if they look to get a win, I think the game is very much a chaseable match for them. It's very doable.
Same. I think also if you do just as a visiting side, if you do just look at what's happened over the weekend in the past few days as well, where 266 has been breached as a total and chased down. 257 was almost chased down as well yesterday. So this will give the visiting teams a whole lot of confidence that okay, this is an under par total given what has happened in the backdrop.
But actually, in the RCB SRH game, they made 206. Chasing did become difficult. So there are ifs and buts in most of the things. I mean, I understand that the Delhi games that you've seen, slow, I mean, you go look at it very flat out pitch, small boundary.
You look at Mullapur as well the other day, rather it was Dharamshala.
Dharamshala, no games been played yet.
Yeah, the last game.
No, the PBKS, wasn't that in Dharamshala?
That was in Mullapur.
Mullapur, okay.
Now the next 2 games that PBKS plays, Chennai and RCB, are in Dharamshala.
So even there, see, the ball was coming out of the bat nicely and team batting second did back themselves to go chase that down.
Although they did lose that game though, Punjab Kings against MI by just about 10 runs.
I'm talking one day before.
Oh, at Eden.
That was at Eden.
Eden, my
Eden,
bad.
Eden.
My
That was
bad.
at Eden. That's a graveyard.
My
boss.
bad.
That's a real graveyard. So that is why here I don't see that pitch going the other way. You've seen that there is one established trend in Eden. The pitch becomes great irrespective of the conditions in the night.
And the same thing really happens with even Ahmedabad. I mean, if you're going by conventional knowledge, for one, it's always been a batter's paradise, at least as far as white ball cricket is concerned. The one time it didn't do well,
The November 19th.
the date we've whitewashed from history.
Yes,
the
yes,
one
it
innings
exists.
it didn't do well, and then in the second innings it eased out so nicely that chasing down that total became an absolute
7 overs
cruise.
to spare. You chase the total.
Exactly.
down.
So that's what, again, going by that logic, which I've seen happen with Ahmedabad, I think it gets easier, and unfortunately, Gill and Co staring down the barrel of another loss.
It is. So GT, Zanush is saying GT has more TN players than CSK in last 10 years. Of course.
Yeah, I mean, if you go by just the number of TN players they have right now, that in itself is
There's
more.
Tamil Nadu Titans.
Yeah.
There is Sai Sudharshan is there. There is R. Sai Kishore. There is Shahrukh Khan. Shahrukh Khan and R. Sai Kishore are from
Vijay
Tamil Nadu.
Shankar,
Vijay Shankar.
Abhinav Manohar,
That's from
he's
Karnataka.
from Karnataka, right?
Abhinav Manohar. So that's why. Shakin is asking me comments on Siraj's performance the last 2 matches. This game also he was decent. I think the game against SRH he was very good. Economy rate of
Yeah,
fire.
game against SRH he was good. Game against KKR also he was good to start with. I remember the only thing that ruined his figures was that 1 over in the death.
Yeah.
Even today it was in the danger of doing that. But again, I'm very glad as an Indian fan that Siraj is coming back into form, because good lord, with no Shami, you need Siraj firing. Otherwise your bowling is being held together by prayers.
Yeah. Again, Piyush Nandre reiterates the comment RCB should win for the sake of the tournament and my team MI. But yeah, Piyush Nandre, if you're looking at already other teams doing your favor, you've already lost it.
Yeah, that's never a good situation to be in, because I cannot for the life of me in the last few years really remember any team relying on those permutations, combinations to do that. It happened a lot in the earlier years of the IPL.
It happened to Chennai once.
Oh, it did happen. No, it's happened other times also. I mean, it happened with KKR in 2021, but that also required the freakish intervention of COVID to ensure that it became a 2-half tournament. Otherwise, if it went on like that, KKR would have been wooden spooners that year.
And also, MI were dominating. When MI CSK resumed in the UAE leg, that time MI slid.
Yeah,
and that is
time.
why we had KKR and CSK play the final. Otherwise, that was not going to be the final in that sense.
Mayank Madan predicts that RCB would take 200 on this wicket, as Karan Sharma will bat at 10. Rashid, Sai Kishore and Noor to be key players. Absolutely.
And with the 3 pacers that you've got, you need Mohit Sharma to not concede more than 50 or 40 runs. More than 10 economy rate. If Mohit Sharma concedes, you've had it.
Kevin Abraham says these guys are obsessed with Kohli. Correct, Kevin? He's one of the nation's greatest ever players. Of course, we're obsessed with him. And I want to see him do well, because I know, despite whatever protestations we may have, that man's going to the T20 World Cup. So I want him in the best of form.
And Kevin Abraham, looking at the context, we have to be obsessed because he's chasing at this point in time. That's why. A Virat Kohli chase master, no comments, no complaints whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
All of us are sticking with our predictions.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We are all sticking with RCB winning, and more people coming into the stadium because they want to see the king bat.
Oh, yes.
So RCB winning, and Piyush, I think your wish is going to be fulfilled today. So bye-bye from all of us. See you in the post-match.
And hopefully it's one that doesn't last too long.
Yeah, hopefully the overs are completed on time.
Yeah.
Bye.